Welcome to the Career Changemaker podcast, where we focus on owning your career journey and making impact through the work that you do. Whether you're looking to pivot, transition into leadership, or reimagine your career completely, this podcast is for you. We'll unpack career development strategies, leadership insights, and the mindset shifts needed to thrive in your career. Being a career changemaker means taking control and shaping your professional path with intention. I'm your host, lawyer turned career and leadership development specialist, Janine Esbrand. So if you're ready for candid conversations that are going to help you grow, keep listening. Hello, and welcome to the show. If you are somebody who is lacking in confidence or has experienced a dip in confidence that is preventing you from moving towards your career goals, then lean into today's episode because I want to talk about the importance of building that inner confidence and how you can go about doing that. I see amongst many of the amazing women I get to work with that they are super capable, very impressive. And from the outside to everyone else, they appear to be super confident. But actually, on the inside, they are second guessing their every move and they are very unsure and they are not feeling the level of confidence that everybody perceives them to have. And that gap between that perception of confidence and the actual confidence that you have can have a real impact on whether you're able to navigate your way through to the next phase of your career or the next level of your career. So today I want to talk about the difference between that outward confidence and the inner confidence and why that faking it till you make it strategy doesn't really work long term when it comes to confidence. And finally, how you can build the type of confidence that actually sticks and has you feeling really good about the way that you're maneuvering and positioning yourself for the next thing in your career. So the reason why I want to talk about this today is I was having a conversation with a client recently. We just wrapped up 3 months of coaching work together and she was reflecting on her journey and she talked about the fact that just before we started working together, she'd gone in for an interview for a role. She did all the prep. She did all the research. She did all the things that she needed to do. And she appeared confident because she's confident in meetings, she's confident in speaking. She appeared confident, but she didn't feel it. And because she didn't feel confident on the inside, it felt very scattered. It felt like the interview didn't go well. She felt like she was just trying to come up with the answers that they wanted to hear rather than her genuine answers. So in her words, it just really didn't go very well. Fast forward 3 months. We've done a lot of work over the last 3 months in terms of her getting clear on what it is that she wants to do next in her career, her really digging in and understanding the depth of her value and her expertise, and her recognizing that the role that she's positioning herself for is very well aligned to who she is as a person, what she brings to the table, and the value add that she can bring. So her understanding of that has meant that she's so much more confident when she's going into interviews. So having interview conversations now for her, she said it's completely different. She's not going into the interview second guessing herself. She's going into the interview knowing full and well what she can bring to the table. And that inner confidence is what she's now bringing out. And it means that she's leading the conversations better. It means that she feels good about the fact that this is a two-way conversation. If it goes well, it was meant to be. If it doesn't, maybe this wasn't the best fit opportunity. And being able to get to the place where you fully, truly believe in what you bring to the table, whether that is within your organization or for a new organization, that is the real flex. That is when you really do start to make the type of impression that you want to make. It's not that forced confidence. It is that quiet confidence that people notice and really appreciate. And maybe they can't put their finger on it, but they do know that there's something about that person that makes me feel like they are sure of themselves. So that's what we want to be moving to. So as my client was sharing with me the difference, I thought, oh, this is a good topic to talk about on the podcast because people don't often dig into the difference between appearing confident and actually feeling confident. And really it's about projecting when you're trying to show people, show the outside world that you feel confident. You're projecting an image, you're projecting a way of being, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it matches what you actually think about yourself or what you actually feel about yourself. So my goal whenever I'm working with clients and whenever I'm talking to people about confidence is not to say, hey, you just need to get some power poses going. You just need to project your voice. You just need to focus on looking at the back of the room. And those are very much the types of tips that you get when it comes to public speaking and doing a presentation, right? You want to be in a power pose. It's going to make you feel confident. And that does work to an extent, but there's many different circumstances where that doesn't work. And just saying to yourself, right, I'm going to show up more confident. I'm going to show them that I'm more confident isn't enough if your inner voice is saying, I'm not. No, I'm not. That's not me. I don't want to do that. No, no, no. I don't know what I'm going to say. Right? That inner voice can be very, very strong. So rather than trying to just work on the outside, we take the inside out approach. I'm all about taking the inside out approach. What needs to happen and what needs to shift internally in order for you to have a belief in what you're able to do, what you're capable of, and what you bring to the table. And if you've been following me for any length of time or listening to the podcast, you know that for me, having data to back up what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're saying, how it is that you are approaching things can really help. I mean, I'm a lawyer as well as a coach, right? So evidence is always something that is important whenever I'm approaching anything. And I think it really works when you are thinking about your experience and your expertise, because oftentimes one of the reasons why I see people lack confidence is that they don't fully, one, appreciate, and two, articulate what they have already achieved and what they've already been able to do, and how that experience is going to be relevant for what they want to do next. You've done a lot. You've worked in different workplaces. You have had different exposure. You have made different decisions. You have created different impact. But my question is, are you remembering everything? Are you remembering everything that you've done? Are you noting down the things that you've done, or are you glossing over them? Have you fully dismissed them? Because that causes an issue when it comes to confidence, because if you don't keep a track record of what you've already been doing and you're not able to lean on that, it's easy to feel like, okay, I'm not capable. I'm not equipped. I can't do this. And so often what I see is that people are moving at such a pace and achieving one thing and then another thing and then another thing that they don't take the time to take stock. Someone could study a whole entire course for 18 months or 2 years, do the course, sit the exams, pass the exams, get their certificate, and then they're like, next. Then they're on to the next thing. They haven't taken the time to really acknowledge, what did it actually take out of me to do all of that? What did I actually learn? Who did I connect with? How did I change as a person? How did my perspective shift as a person? So too often, as busy people, as highly accomplished people, we're so busy doing the thing. We're so busy achieving the next milestone. We're so busy being brilliant that we don't take the time to internalize what those things actually equate to or what those things actually mean, right? So rather than spending the time trying to fake it till you make it and appear to be confident and doing all of the techniques that help people to do that, it's a much better use of your time to really dig into what have you done and what have you brought to the table already. Because the more you're able to reflect on those things is the more your confidence is boosted, because you are building up an evidence bank of you being able to do hard things, do different things, put yourself in different scenarios, come out on the other side and win, or come out on the other side and get a great result for somebody else, right? Those bits of evidence, that evidence that comes from you and your experience, that is what can build confidence. Because ultimately, confidence comes from doing. Confidence comes from doing. There's a reason why somebody who has worked in the same field, who has progressed to manager, who has been working in their industry for decades, feels confident in the work that they do. There's a reason for that. It's because they put in the reps. they've put in the time. They started off as a newbie and they've gone from being a newbie to being an expert. And in that process, because they've done things over and over and over again, and they've been able to gather data around the impact that they've been able to make, or the mistakes that they've made, and the learnings that have come through that, they are now confident in what they're being asked to do. I think so often people wait to feel confident before they take action, and they're going to be forever waiting and focusing on appearing confident. When actually, when you start taking action and you pay attention to that action and you pay attention to the data that flows from that action, that is where the confidence comes. So part of the approach to building the type of confidence that lasts and that actually supports your career is you have to have a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone and take action. The action is where the growth happens. So when I think about my client, Claire, who went from just showing up and doing what she thought she needed to do to actually feeling really confident having these conversations and knowing that she adds value, she's been doing the work over the last 3 months. She's been showing up and having the conversation. She's been looking back at her experience. She's been digging deep and really thinking about how her decade plus experience within education is a value add elsewhere. And as she's been doing that work and really been taking everything out and having a look at it, she's then realized that actually, there's a lot here. There's a lot here that I can work with, and I can see how I'm going to be able to add value. So my encouragement to you, if you have been feeling like there is a lack of or a dip of confidence, is spend some time really digging into who you are, what your experience is, and what you bring to the table, because that is the work that really makes the difference. Not the, okay, what do I need to do to hype myself up for this particular conversation or this particular presentation. That works for a moment. But if you want that lasting confidence, then this is the work. This is the work. Take the time to get to know you, your expertise, and understand what you bring to the table. And it's not always easy to do. So if you want support with that, hi, I can help you. This is one of the things I absolutely love to do, is to help people to see how amazing they are and what they've already done and what they bring to the table. So in our one-to-one coaching sessions, we spend a lot of time doing that with clients so that they are in a position that when they are speaking to people in networking conversations or in interviews, they're killing it. They're absolutely killing it and creating opportunities for themselves. So if you're interested in exploring coaching, then head over to careerchangemaker.com/clarity call. Book a clarity call with me and we can have a conversation about how coaching can support you to move forward with that real concrete inner confidence that's going to help you to move towards the goals that you absolutely want to achieve this year. Or if you want to dig into this topic of confidence even more, I suggest you go and listen to episode 284 of the podcast, where I interviewed Lauren Curry, who is the founder of Upfront, which is an organization that focuses on confidence for women. And we dug into various aspects of confidence there. So there's more for you in that episode if you want to dig deeper. That is all I have for you today. Until next time, look after yourself and keep moving toward your career goals.